What's that? Uh, Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally fucking be over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. Got his hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Travis. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Chris.
Hi, City.
How y'all doing today?
Chris is dying, right?
He is not feeling well. We had a show last night with the comic issues, and he was on there, but he was doing this whole thing, and he told us prior that he may
fall
cut off
asleep on you.
before it was over because,
So he was having his own issues.
yes, he was, and that was last night. So apparently, he's not gotten any better.
And is he still at training or is he at home again?
I believe he's at home still.
Oh, there's his problem. He was perfectly healthy when he was up north at training.
It's always something, isn't it?
Usually. So, Jeremy, why didn't you want to join us last week? Did you decide that you were too good for us?
Oh, I just decided cigars and bourbon was better.
Oh, well, I can't blame you for that.
Oh, I absolutely can. But then again,
I was
that's been my whole life. Cigars and bourbon are drank and smoked in my houses when I go places. So. But when I buy my own home, I'm not going to let smoking happen in my house.
You're going to do what we do? We smoke in the garage?
Yes.
You just got to get a garage and then we put a TV out there and you'll be good.
Fight. I'm watching the wrong sport tonight.
Yeah, apparently. What are you watching? Toddler wrestling?
Yep. I'm watching Bruins Calgary.
Well, did you happen to see that little? I don't know if you guys follow stuff at all, but what's that guy?
No, we don't follow anything.
Andrew Tate and that one dude are supposed to fight now. Logan something. Paul Logan.
Paul, yeah.
Yeah, him and Tate are apparently going to fight.
Really? Well, last time a boxer was an MMA, I think it was a boxer, called out a YouTube guy. The YouTube guy did really well, actually. I want to say
it was this
Logan
guy.
Paul.
I think it was Paul Logan.
Yeah, and he actually, I think he might have won.
I think he did.
The boxer guy expected it to be an easy bout and didn't train super hard, and Logan Paul trained super hard and I think he won. And he's and the boxer guy was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, I think it was some guy that was 50.
Yeah.
That's all Logan fights is the people that are way past their prime, and he boxes people that are UFC fighters or something like that, or mixed martial artists, so they can't use their skill set. They only use their boxing set of skills.
Well,
and then he wins.
That was what's his face did because they wanted to figure out who was actually the best fighter, super good boxer, and then a UFC guy. I can't remember. It was the Irish UFC guy. McGregor and who's the boxer guy? It was recent. It was his last bout or something like that.
I don't even know. I guess I missed that. That's went under my radar. No, but I think what happened was because people were talking about to Tate, and Tate was like, you know what? And he challenged him because I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to put up $3 million of my money. You put up $3 million of your money, and winner takes all. Plain and simple. And then I guess that's what they're doing.
Oh, wow.
So $3 million payday for one of them.
Yeah. Well, last time I think Paul ended up donating 90% of the charity or something like that. So
yeah, I mean you can say what you want to about that guy, but he has taken his celebrity and he has turned this into something good for himself. And whether you think he can fight or not fight, I watched a couple of his matches and yeah, he gets his butt kicked against an actual ranked opponent in boxing that's in their prime.
Yeah.
But you're
60.
He has skills. He has skills.
All right. Well, now that we talked about random sports stuff, since Chris is not here, Smitty, And I know you did.
I will do the college, and considering I'm the one who put the college up together, I might as well talk about it. Okay, let's do this really quick. Okay. Now, these are the what?
Okay, college. Good job.
These are the top 10 of the playoff ranking. This is not the AP poll; it's playoff ranking because they probably had those come out last week, and we're gonna go to that this week.
They came out of the closet last week. Yes.
Yeah. Number 1 is Georgia, obviously, because they beat the boo-boo out of Tennessee. They went up 2. Ohio State has not moved. Ohio State has not moved in like a month and a half. They're just sitting there like, I don't know what to do to get number 1.
Yep.
Michigan went up 2 to number 3. TCU went up 3 to get to number 4. Tennessee dropped all the way to 5, dropping 4.
Wow.
Oregon is up 2 to 6. LSU is up 3 to 7. USC is up 1 to 8. Alabama drops 3 because they lost to. I'll get to that in a second. LSU actually to 9, and Clemson lost, and it made me mad that Clemson lost because last week when I did my upset pick, I almost picked the Clemson game, but I didn't. You all gave me a hard time because when I picked, because it was like 23 versus 24 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much of an upset. So Clemson rounds it out with a top 10, and they dropped 6 spaces. Okay, last week the games to watch: Tennessee and Georgia, which we talked about.
Yep.
Georgia won 27-13. The other game to watch was LSU versus Alabama. LSU barely squeaked by Alabama 32-31 in one of the best games probably this season. Kansas State lost to Texas. Kansas State was 13. Texas was 24.
Wow.
They lost 27-34.
Was
and the other rank versus rank was Wake Forest 21 versus 22 North Carolina. North Carolina beat Wake Forest 30-21. That was my upset pick, not much of one. And it seems like every lower ranked team beat the higher ranked team this weekend.
Yeah.
As far as ranked versus ranked. The other game to watch was Army versus Air Force because it just is, and Air Force beat the Army 7-13. Okay. Also, a little update for me and Nate. Raging Cajuns cannot buy a win. They lost to Troy University, which isn't bad because Troy University is number 1 in the West Conference of the Sun Belt. So, and Coastal Carolina gets past who the heck they play? Appalachian State.
Yep.
Barely beat them. So it's probably gonna be Coastal Carolina versus Troy in the Sun Belt Championship game when it comes. Okay, I don't know of anything that really happened, like coaches and stuff, but games to watch this week, according to their records: TCU versus Texas. Is it Texas? Yes, Longhorns.
Yeah.
Number 4 versus number 18. I believe Texas will beat TCU. That's my upset pick of the week.
That'd be a hell of an upset.
It would be. So I just you know what? If I thought Clemson was going to lose, I didn't go with my gut.
Texas has been doing fairly well, even though they're like so far down the ranking.
True. Number 6, Oregon is going to play number 25, Washington. I'm not going to be much of a game. This might be interesting. Number 9, Alabama versus number 11, Ole Miss.
Yep.
I don't know if they're really that close in talent-wise, but that's where they're ranked. And then number 17, Tulane. Anybody know where Tulane is?
Isn't that Arizona?
Could be.
Jeremy?
I don't know. It's college.
It's a city, though. Oregon? Maybe? I don't know. Tulane. I'm sure.
Hey, this is not the morning show. We don't talk about states.
So either way, if you know where Tulane is, please let us know down in the comments. And remember, hit like and subscribe and share us. Against number 22, UCF, which is University of Central Florida. And the game I think is going to be interesting. And this is not because I'm a Hurricane fan, but just because of the two teams. That's Miami versus Georgia Tech. That should be a relatively good game between two teams that aren't that great.
Yep.
Oh, Tulane University is in New Orleans.
Oh, that makes sense.
So look at that. You know something about something.
No, he looked it up. He's got a Google machine.
Oh, that's great. I should have thought of that myself. That's it for college.
Yeah, all right. So, with the three of us and Jeremy's back, you want to give him some stupid stats?
I got some stats.
You got some stupid stats?
Okay. I don't know which way I can do this stat. We already did this stat. So let's do. Okay, here we go. What's the record for the most touchdown passes in one game?
6. I think it's 6.
Travis says 6. How about you, Jeremy?
I think it's 8.
Between you two, you right in between there.
Oh, it's 7?
7?
It's
I thought it was 7, but I was like, no.
So I was the closest without going over. Yes, I win.
And it's from a handful of folks. Luckman said Luckman, and Andrea Burke from 1954.
Wow.
George Blandon, Joe Cap, Nick Foles did it in 2013.
Yeah.
Nick Foles, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees are the only ones that have had 7 touchdown passes in one game.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if you all know. That's gonna be rude to ask that question.
What? Just ask it.
Okay. We know that the most passing yards in the game was 554.
Yeah.
Do you know who was the quarterback that did that? Or at least the football team that the quarterback played for?
Brady's gotten close.
Travis, I don't expect you to know this at all. I think Jeremy may.
Maybe Montana? I'm
I
going to go
think
with
it was
Montana.
Marino.
Jeremy, you going to go Marino?
I'm going to go Marino. No, I know that's not right. I don't know.
It's not right. Go back another 30 years.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Marino's too new.
Yeah. It's Norm Van Brocklin.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It does make sense. I know it does. You know how many the record for the most touchdown passes? Do you know the record for the most touchdown rushes in a game? What number that is?
Oh, isn't it like 10?
I don't know. I'm asking you that question.
I think it's 6.
And we have a ding, 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 ding. Jeremy Canapoli over here, guys. It is 6.
Who's it done
He
by,
wins
Jeremy?
this 6.
It's an old stat. It's probably
A few people have gotten it. I think the most latest one was actually Camara. But the first one was Ernie Nevers in 1929.
So you were what, 70 years old at that point in time, Smitty?
I was 12. And this is a very interesting one. I'll do 2 more. I did not know this. I don't know who this person is. November 26, 1989, running NFL receiving yardage champion Henry Ellard was out with a hamstring injury. So that put the pressure on a guy named Philip Anderson for the most receiving yards in one game. How many yards did he get?
Oh, jeez.
I had no idea. This blew my mind.
Moss had, I want to say 250, so it's got to be like 300.
300, okay. What about you,
Go
Jeremy?
350.
Oh, you two are just between you two. You sandwiched
325?
the hell out of stuff.
Was it really 325?
Well, no, it was a little bit closer to 350, but yeah, 336 still.
Wow.
336 yards in a game. Receiving.
I mean, I don't think there's many quarterbacks that threw for 336 last weekend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, last weekend seemed to be a rough weekend.
And the last one, and I didn't know this one because I don't check these stats. I mean, like the field goal kicking, 66 yards. I think we all knew that.
Yeah,
Punt was 98 yards. I think we all knew that. But do you know the most solo tackles in one game? It was done by David Harris from the New York Jets in 2007.
I'm going to go with
18.
I'm going to go 20.
We have a ding, 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 ding one more time, but this time for the other brother, Travis.
Yes.
20. He had 20 solo tackles. So you both got one right. I gotta
two
find a
right.
tiebreaker for you.
Well, I got 2 because I was close without going over. Twice.
Okay, that works. Fair enough. I didn't have any other questions anyhow, so.
All right.
You get by technicality, you win.
Well, you put something in the NFL stuff that I had no idea about, so you need to do a little explaining. You have some explaining to do, Smitty.
Okay, well it's not the whoever it is, the lawyer, the main lawyer for Washington D.C., whatever we call this person, district attorney,
Yeah.
has filed a lawsuit against the NFL and the Commanders. So he's filing against the team itself, Snyder, and Roger Goodell for inappropriate uses and deception of his investigation because of the bad things that are going on over there.
Not his investigation, the private investigation.
Right. So, and I would in this, like we talked about last week, how Snyder is talking about, or talking to Bank of America or whatever, maybe selling parts of the team or the whole team.
Yep.
I mean, depending on how this, I don't know how laws work when it comes to this, but as long as they're under a lawsuit, can he sell any part of his team? Can the NFL make him sell his team or just rip it from him at this point? Or does the whole lawsuit have to go through before he can actually move forward with anything?
I think it's all gonna be dependent. It all depends how the lawsuit's filed.
Yeah. Because I know if it's like a monetary thing, you can't sell anything.
Yeah, if it's tied to any kind of monetary compensation. So the issue is, from what I understand, the NFL, Goodell, and Snyder somehow allowed Snyder to have the final say in as to what got released to the public.
Oh, so I didn't read that deep into it.
So it was a independent investigation, and Snyder was supposed to have no control over anything to do with it. It was supposed to be just informative for everyone else to figure out where everything came from and what was actually going on. Well, somehow the NFL and Snyder somehow convinced this independent investigator to allow Snyder to have final say, to actually see everything that was supposed to be released and have final say in if it got released or not.
So you're saying he paid somebody off?
Oh, I'm saying he probably paid a lot of money.
And that's being caught, and Goodell's involved in this because he just happens to be the commissioner of the NFL, and you can't.
No, Goodell apparently was the one who worked out the agreement with the independent investigator, because he was the one who, in theory, hired the independent investigator.
Oh, sneaky stuff. Oh, okay. So,
that ties Goodell right into it. So maybe
they'll crash the whole damn system, and there'll be no more football.
See, I figured they were suing the NFL because they finally realized that they are actually a profitable business and not a non-profit like they've been for 100 years or something like that.
What?
Oh, you didn't know? The NFL is supposedly a non-profit organization.
So are churches.
Yeah. But the NFL makes a lot more than churches do on average.
I don't know. In the South, it's kind of a toss-up.
Well, the churches, they get their donations, and that's used to pay the preacher and the house he lives in, his car and stuff, and the rest supposed to go to like helping other people out. So there's actually
the rest of it usually goes into upgrading the church.
The expensive, or upgrading the church, but the real big churches, you can't tell me that's not for profit, because those
the mega churches, they
jets.
are.
Yeah, they got jets and 2 homes. That's not helping Jesus. Jesus don't need that kind of stuff. God don't need that. Almost said Obama. Muhammad don't need that stuff.
Yes, that's the thing. They're all profit.
Oh yeah, I didn't know the NFL was non-profit.
Oh yeah,
I'd say it's categorized as a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
How can it be? It's nothing but profit.
Exactly.
Billionaires running around making billions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I'm mad. I'm so mad.
You didn't know that?
I did not know. How's it non-profit?
That's the greatest farce they've ever done, and it's by convincing them that they are non-profit.
Because I guess they get paid, and they take their money and they use it to pay their players, pay for healthcare, and upgrade the
so
stadium.
Does every other company.
And they do everything they're supposed to do, and the extra money is just there for the team, but not for them personally.
So how they get around this is that they have to donate so much amount of money per year, and that's why all these teams you'll see having donating time and donating to this charity or to that charity or to this hospital to that hospital, and they make a big deal out of it, but they have to, otherwise they will be considered profit. even though they're still considered not profit and not like breaking even. They have to spend a certain amount of money to charity every year.
Okay.
And that's how they get around it.
I learn something new every day here on this show, or every week on the show.
Oh yeah, I figured that was they finally were going to take it to the court and say, "Hey, you are a profitable business. You need to start paying your more than your share."
Yeah, pay more than your share.
No, they have to pay their share in general.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Yeah, no. All right. So now that we found out why Washington D.C. is actually is suing the NFL, because I didn't know about that. Let's talk.
That's been on repeat like 100 times today.
Well, I haven't watched. I've been so busy at work. Smitty had to do a bunch of this stuff for me. I only added this one line. So, the Jets looked really good this past weekend. Are they as good as they looked, or was Buffalo just having a really bad day?
It's a divisional game.
But it's a divisional game that should have never been lost by Buffalo.
But if you think about it, there's no matter what, when you play in division, there's no way to tell what actually is going to happen.
Unless you're the Patriots in the last 22 years.
Yeah,
but
playing the Jets.
before then.
But I mean, think about how many times they played Miami. You never knew if it was going to be win or loss.
That one game, but the rest of them, they were pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, it always is that one game.
That is true. So I think it might be a mixture of the two. Obviously, that's like the safe answer. The Jets did look really good on defense. They did not look that great on offense, but you don't need to look that great on offense when you don't let the other team score more than 14 points or whatever it was.
17 points, I think it was.
17 points.
All I know is I think Josh Allen might be done for like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
Right, that's the next thing on here. But it's the Jets, but I don't think the Jets are a playoff team. I don't trust them like that. I think they had a good outing. And like Jeremy said, it's a divisional rivalry, so you just don't know. And the Jets do pretty good against Buffalo and always have.
Yeah, that's that. The Jets in Buffalo always seem to split, and the Patriots and Dolphins split.
Right, because the thing with the Jets in Buffalo, there's no really. I mean, I know it's home field, but there's really no much of a home field advantage between Buffalo and the Jets.
Well, they got to go from Jersey to northern New York.
Yeah, but it's only like a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're both still New York, even though one's actually New Jersey and one's Canada. It should be the Canadian Bills and the New Jersey Jets. It's what it should be.
The New Jersey Jets
Well,
and Giants.
there was talks about moving him to Toronto, and then it fell through.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
The only team in there that's correct is Miami, because the Patriots should be the Boston Patriots. They really, I mean,
no, technically they would be the Foxborough Patriots, not the Boston Patriots.
Foxborough. They're not Boston.
Yeah, they used to be the Boston Patriots, right. And then when they moved to Foxborough, they didn't want to change the name to Foxborough Patriots. So they decided that they want, because there was no other team in New England, that they would be the New England Patriots. That way, if they ever decided to move again, they could stay the New England Patriots because they have the states. They have New Hampshire, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and half of Connecticut.
Yes, half of Connecticut. The other half Giants fans.
Yeah. So
Hartford Patriots.
They almost were. Before they built the Gillette Stadium, they almost moved to Hartford.
No, they didn't. Kraft just used Hartford to get money out of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It was a black, like, I have this little thing I'm going to do if you don't do what I want you to do. And
yeah.
he said, okay, I'll do it. Yes.
It was the ultimatum. Well, if you're not gonna pay your fair share, I'm just gonna move the team out of your state.
Yep. And we're winning. All right. So Josh Allen during that New York Jets game was injured, in that surprising loss, and he's not expected to play against the Vikings. And hopefully this causes Amanda to start losing games.
Yes.
Who's your backup quarterback?
Her backup quarterback? I don't know. Yeah. I think she had to pick somebody up.
Bill's backup quarterback
Bill's backup quarterback. I don't know. Let me look.
Is Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Oh.
Yes. Minnesota.
I know who the Bills' backup quarterback is. I don't know who her roster is.
So,
Oh.
do we think that the Bills' fortunes are going to live and die with Allen, or do we think Keenum's going to be able to fill in that slot until he's ready to go again?
I think with that team, Keenum's going to be able to keep them afloat.
Lose a couple
Yeah,
games, win a couple games, or
Huh?
lose a couple games, win a couple games, or
I think they lose this
Yeah,
Sunday
well,
against
they-
Minnesota.
Yeah, I think they'll lose to Minnesota, but I don't know because Case Keenum was from Minnesota, so
True. But see, what I said a few weeks back, and maybe I don't just said on the show, maybe we were just talking before the show. The big difference in Allen's game from, everybody said he sucked and was overrated and stuff, and he suddenly became good. And I asked you the question, Jeremy got around the head. Diggs. Stephon Diggs got to Buffalo, and all of a sudden, this man is throwing 1,500 more yards than he did before, 6 more touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He just exploded. The only difference was Diggs. So I know Allen's a great quarterback and he can throw it deep, but when he's off like he was Sunday. He was not playing well. He looked like he regressed back to his second year in. So as long as we have Diggs and they have time to practice, I think they'll be fine. But I still think they lose this Sunday.
yeah, I think this Sunday they are going to lose. But past that, I apparently last time Allen had this injury, he was out for 4 weeks.
So this is not the
Well,
first
good.
time
Hope he's out
had
for all
this.
4 weeks. I hope they lose all 4 games. I would love to see Miami, Jets, and the Patriots all make the playoffs, and the Buffalo sitting home. Even though I like Buffalo, but their fans are so just irredeemable. They're such blowhards.
Especially right now because they're the top. But that's no different than when the Pats were on top, and no different when Miami was on top all those years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be a fan and say, yeah, my team's great, my team's going to beat your team's butt. But then when you get to my team's going to beat your beat. The reason your team beat my team is because the wind was blowing left to right instead of right to left, and then the grass wasn't cut the correct way. And
You mean like a Green Bay
I can't
fan?
stand the excuses.
You mean like a Green Bay owner?
Yeah, I don't like that. You say my team's better than your team. My team lost to your team. My team was better than your team, and okay, it sucks. And I got mad and I threw things during the game, but it's Monday now, and we lost, and we should have won, but we didn't. Plain and simple. Not because a bull hit the damn field and ran over 14 of my players and broke their legs. I have backups for that.
All I know is they've lost 2 in division already.
Yeah.
I know.
So they lost to what? The
Miami?
Miami or the Jets.
And the Jets. Pats lost to Miami, the Bills, but beat the Jets. The Jets beat Miami.
Yes.
Yes.
And they beat
Bills.
Buffalo.
And the Bills.
And the Bills.
And
Yeah.
got schmucked by the Patriots.
Yes.
And the AFC East is the only division that has all 4 of their teams above 500.
Yes.
Yeah. I was looking at that. I'm like,
Well, that's why I shared it with you guys. It's like at the beginning of the year, that was not the division we were predicting that for.
no.
Oh, hell no. AFC West.
AFC West, we were
Yeah.
predicting that. And what are the 2 of those teams under 500?
Yeah.
And it's
First
just,
giveaway.
I really won't be surprised if every team in the AFC East, well, yes, make the playoffs. It's possible.
It is. I think one of them gets pushed out at the end.
Yeah. The bottom one, I don't think would have a chance come week.
14.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be 15 or 16.
Oh,
I think it's gonna be after the end.
It's not 2. It's now there's 3.
It's three wild card teams.
Jeez.
All right. So you get the 4 champs and then the 3 wild cards. And as you got
Yeah, because
Buffalo, the champ, wild card, Patriots, Dolphins, and Jets.
'Cause right
Because the other
now-
teams
so-
that are left out, I mean,
right now, the
yes.
New England Patriots are 5-4, the Chargers are 5-3, and the Bengals are 5-4, and then the Tennessee Titans are 5-3 at the top of the AFC South.
Exactly. So their best team is worse or just as good, or our worst team is just as good as their best team.
Yeah, right now.
Well, that's
record-wise.
okay. The team, the team, the NFC South that's winning that division is 4-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is going to go to the playoffs with a freaking 9-7 or 9-8 record, and then they're going to have a home field against the Giants, and says like, oh, they're going to beat the Giants, and they have to go to like Geno Smith in Seattle or something. He's like, Tom Brady's going to the Super Bowl again against these teams. This is freaking stupid. So
Hell, the top of the hell, whoever predicted that the Eagles would be top of the NFC and the Vikings would be right behind them.
I think a lot of people picked Vikings. I mean,
a lot of people pick Eagles and Vikings do good this year. The one that's surprising is the Seahawks.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right. So, because we know that the Green Bay Packers always pick up players that they actually need, they picked up a strong safety, Jonathan Abrams. Is the ownership trying intentionally to piss off Aaron Rodgers and their fan base?
Well, no, they
I
picked him
saw
up.
that. I was like, what are they doing?
They didn't trade for him. They picked him up off waivers.
Yes, they picked him up off waivers.
They could have picked up anyone off of a waiver. They could have picked up a free agent, rare receiver. Oh,
but there aren't. That's the thing.
They could have paid Randy Moss a lot of money to come out of retirement because that's the only way they're going to get any help.
They're not even trying to. The problems isn't on the. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got the best defense, but that's not where the problems lie.
No, they can't catch a ball if their life depended on it.
Or they're hurt.
Yes.
Right, and the rookies that were coming out doing pretty well, they're now hurt. So you need someone
hurt. I think they're pretty much there. I think they're one or two losses away from just putting what's his name in.
Putting what, Jeremy?
Putting what's his name in?
Love.
the backup.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Yes.
Didn't they just extend Aaron Rodgers like 3 years or something?
They did, but he has outs after every year.
Well, he's getting out, and he's going straight to New England.
I think he's going straight to retirement.
Yeah.
He might. He should. Him and Tom Brady should just hold hands and walk off the marriage retirement together.
Well, it's funny you say that because Brady's like third for passing yards this year in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of drop balls that guy has, his receivers cannot catch a cold this year.
Who's his go-to receiver down there?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
And he's got stone hands this year, like you read about.
He was starting to get back into normal, and he got rocked like first play of the last game.
Right, did he get injured?
Yeah, he got hurt, and he tried to tough it out, but you could tell he was afraid to catch the ball and get hit.
Well, he's getting older too now.
He is.
You know, I mean, he's not Tom Brady old. He's not Smitty old, but he's up there.
No one's Smitty old.
It's true.
So the Colts are sitting 3-5-1, 1-3-1 in the division, and after another dismal performance against the Patriots this time, Jim Irsay, he's the owner, fired head coach Frank Wright, and hired former Indianapolis center and Pro Bowler Jeff Saturday. Really? Is that his last name?
Yes.
Wow,
Carolina's winning 13-3 at halftime.
So as an interim head coach, do you guys believe this is a real hire? Is he's going to actually help the team, or is this just a publicity stunt?
I think it's a yes man.
What, Jerry?
I think it's a yes man. I think
Saturday's a yes man.
Irsay is pulling all the strings, and he went, "Will you do what you were asked to do?" And he said, "Yeah, I can do that. I can do that this way for the year." I mean, he has his only coaching experience was a high school, a Christian academy in Georgia, and I think they said that they lost the last 4 out of 5 games or something.
Well, I know he don't have any coaching experience.
Well, not
but
really.
I guess my question is, why would they bring him in instead of just hiring up someone on the staff that's an assistant head coach or a lines coach, or just
Apparently
like they usually do?
A lot of the staff that is there is all like the Canadian League or whatnot, and they've won championships in those leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, instead of promoting from within someone who would want to do it their way, he found a yes man who was technically working for the team as a consultant to some extent, but
an analysis, right? Because he was an excellent player. He was. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame, but
No, he's not Hall of Fame worthy. He's a multi-time Pro Bowler. He had a good career.
yeah. So I'm just. I mean, I figured they'd hire. Okay, they're going to hire. Barry Alonzo. It's like, who's Barry Alonzo? The second coach assistant to the cameraman. I mean, it's almost like they had to get a name from that's known by Indianapolis fans to get some sort of excitement back to the fans of Indianapolis.
They
Yeah.
were trying
Ooh, it's Saturday. Oh, we love Saturday. But do they think that our fans are this stupid? I mean, I imagine the majority of the fans are actually pretty stupid when it comes to
They're
football.
Colts fans, so
Oh.
Well, the other thing is apparently Matt Ryan's back practicing this week again.
So do you think the pulling of Matt Ryan was Frank Reich's idea and the coach hated that? And then I want Matt Ryan back. I pulled him over here for a reason. You better play him.
Sure, them benching Matt Ryan was a Jim Irsay thing. Frank Reich never wanted to even get rid of Carson Wentz. He wanted a quarterback in there for multiple years and get him trained up. He didn't want to keep changing quarterbacks.
mm-hmm.
The fact they got
they
rid of him
sucked
was
for Luck,
great.
and after Luck retired, they've been gone through nothing but issues.
Yeah, I just if Irsay didn't, I guess that's what I'm confused about. Like Irsay didn't want him on the team either, then why the hell is the man on the team? If Irsay didn't want this old man and the coach didn't want this old man, why did they bring?
No, so Irsay didn't want Carson Wentz anymore. Irsay wants a proven quarterback that a plug and play, grab him, he can put up.
So he did want.
He did want him, but
okay.
they weren't winning with him. So he said, "What the hell? I don't want him anymore. I'm not paying him this much money. He's not going to be on the team next year for this much money if he can't win games."
Yeah, if I owned my own team, if I owned like the Miami Dolphins, I probably would do the same shit. I'm just like, I'm like, this is my team. I own this team. You're more experienced than I am about certain things, but I don't mind losing the game there. But we are putting such crap on the field. We're not even being talked about, except in negative ways. I need to be talked about in positive ways. We have a positive linebacker, a good kicker, something that is positive that we can put out there, and we don't have that. So yeah, you're fired. You're fired. Get someone else in there.
Well, first they fired the offensive coordinator that was only on paper the offensive coordinator because Frank Reich was calling all the plays.
Yeah.
And then they well, we're gonna fire Frank too.
I heard it was a agreement between the coach and the owner, because the owner wanted to go a certain path and Frank didn't want to go that way. So it was kind of an agreed upon separation. Because Frank Reich still gets paid either way. He didn't really care.
Yeah, it's one thing about the head coach's
All
contracts.
coaches' salaries are guaranteed.
Yeah, the players' salaries aren't guaranteed, but the coaches are.
Yep.
I always found that interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, an NFL coach's salary is 100% guaranteed.
That's why
Okay.
players getting guaranteed money is surprising the more money they actually get guaranteed. Hey, Amanda's actually watching tonight. Hi, honey.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
So, Fields ran for 178 yards this past weekend. He broke a regular season record in the process, which I'm kind of surprised it's so low and that it wasn't higher.
For a quarterback.
Yeah, but we have had quite a few running quarterbacks over the years.
Yeah, like Michael Vick or even what's his name for Baltimore?
Lamar Jackson. And I'm kind of surprised he hasn't hit plus 200 considering he was their main running back the past 3 years. And now all over the NFL talk shows, they're talking about how great he is and saying he's the next coming kind of thing. Do we actually think he is that great? Did he really turn a corner and now he's the new shiny toy? Or is he just a new shiny toy to talk about?
He's just the latest headline. That's all it is.
Thank you, Jeremy. I know Travis probably thought that too.
Yeah.
And you know that I am a big proponent of Fields.
Yeah.
Yes, you have money on the line for that one.
We do. but he threw for 123 yards.
Yep.
He's the quarterback of the Bears. He's not the running back of the Bears. He's the quarterback. When your passing yards are less than your running yards, there's something wrong. It's great that he can run and he can break away and he's slippery and stuff like that, but that's not going to last in the NFL. That's not sustainable.
I mean, think about it. Even Lamar Jackson ran out of time.
Right. So, I mean, I think he's great. I think he has done well, but the way they're talking about him, it sounded like they did when they started seeing Mahomes when he started doing well, and he suddenly was shot in the stratosphere as like the greatest quarterback of all time. He's played 4 games.
He's gonna beat Brady. He's gonna do this.
Win Super Bowls.
Yeah, he's gonna win 10 Super Bowls back to back.
They've already crowned it, or they haven't crowned him, but they're basically, it hasn't. It's like the election yesterday. He hasn't won an election yet, but they're already swearing him into the White House.
They've already anointed him as the next big thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and who does Chicago play tomorrow? I mean Sunday.
They play. Chicago plays. I know I saw this. The Lions.
The Lions, yes.
I hope the Lions win.
And I think the Lions do win because until, just like they said about Tua for years, until you can just see it back to back to back, it was Miami's defense. Miami's defense is trash, and we know this. If it wasn't for Miami's offense being explosive as it is, Miami'd be 2-8 or whatever they would be. They'd be 2-6. They'd be in the bottom of the cellar. But the defense is not good this year.
Yeah, your defense is giving up quite a few points there, Smitty.
Yes. So running on Miami is not really woohoo. I mean, you try that. No, and I'm not trying to say nothing about my Dolphins because I love my Dolphins. But you try that against the Jets. You try that against the Patriots. Try that.
They didn't. He didn't run for that many yards, but he was able to pass on us to win.
The issue is the Patriots can't deal with running quarterbacks.
No.
Right, but you're a better running defense than Miami thought about being. The Jets are a lot better than I think both of our teams as far as running defense.
Yep.
But yeah, try that against the 49ers defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so yeah, I just, and it kills me because I want to talk good about him. I want to be the guy that said, I told you. And as soon as he does one little thing good, everyone jumps on the bandwagon. I'm like, geez, would you stop? So,
prove you can be an actual passing quarterback. Then we can talk.
Well, yes. A lot of times, so Lamar Jackson and even Michael Vick, those first couple of years, they ran a lot more than they passed for.
Right.
They would pass when they needed to, but they ended up running a lot more. And it gave them that
pass when their first read was wide open.
Yes.
Right.
And so he's almost taking the same route where he needs to make sure he stays the starting quarterback, and to do that, he needs to put up yards and needs to put up points, and no matter how it happens.
Yes, and he'll stay there.
And he's hoping that the passing will come down the line, kind of thing.
Yeah, and they did get Claypool, and that was very smart for them to do because he's a great receiver. They want him to be more like a Randall Cunningham or a Steve Young.
Yeah, there's a couple of names I haven't heard in a long while.
Yes, those were men that can throw the ball on point, on time, on target, and run when they needed to.
Yep.
So they were a nightmare.
Yes, but he's not that. He is a run-first quarterback.
Right. He needs to be that, though. He's a big dude. I didn't realize how big he was. So he's gonna have a seizure in the middle of his running game, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, he's was able to pick up first downs on many a time, even when he played the Pats. I know because it was what was that, a Sunday night game if I remember correctly, a Monday night game?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know I watched it. I was actually able to watch it, and he picked up so many first downs on plays that he should have been tackled way in the backfield just because he was able to escape and he was fast enough to make the corner.
Right. So,
all right, Smitty, you want to reveal our
I have revealed them, but I reveal them for all our people who are listening right now. The council has gotten together again. It's all secretive ballots. Made their votes in double stamp.
I think yours the only one that's secretive, actually.
Yeah.
and one counselor was not there to input their information. So these numbers are not going to be 100% accurate. But they are probably pretty close.
If they didn't submit their vote in time, it doesn't count. It's 100% accurate.
I have not got that letter. I have not got that email with the other numbers. So the time has passed. So if it comes in now, it's too late.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and number 12.
We're not going to count ballots that are late.
Yes. So number 12 is the Titans. They got 1 point this week. Someone voted for them as the top 10, and they were tied for 9th last week. 11 is the 49ers. They got 2 points this week. They were 8 last week. They dropped a whole 3 points, 3 steps. Now the top 10.
It's funny they dropped because they had a bye week.
Yes, exactly. I mean
that's why I made sure to keep them on my list because I'm like, you can't discredit them for having a bye week.
You weren't the only one that had them on your list though, because they did get to. Well, no, you were because you gave them, I think, number 9. So
yeah,
you were the only one.
I'm the only one that recalls teams that had a bye.
Yeah. The Giants are number 10. They were tied for 9 last week, so basically 10, tied for 10, tied for 9.
See, I think the
4 total
Seahawks
points.
exposed them for what they really are.
The Seahawks were below them because last week the Seahawks were 11, and now they are number.
No, the
they're tied
Seahawks
for number 8.
exposed them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exposed the
They
Giants for what they really are.
Yep.
That's too. That game could have went either way, but I always believed that the Seahawks were a better team than the Giants.
Oh, they just played like a better team. They looked better. There was no questioning it.
Geno
What
Smith
happened
is
with
looking like a
Seahawks
real quarterback.
Is Walker, who plays again for the Queen team in our fantasy league. Somehow she grabbed him. But that running back is making things a lot easier for that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But the Seahawks are tied for number 8, along with the Jets. They both got 9 points. And the Seahawks were 11 last week, and the Jets were 12 last week. The Jets moving up.
Well, yeah, after the Jets beat the Bills, that's a quick way to move.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
When you beat one of the top
tied for
teams that we picked.
Exactly. I don't think anyone picked the Jets in North Fantasy.
Nate did last week. I remember that. Because Jets were not on my list last week, and they were on my list this week.
No, I meant like in our picks. But yeah, he had him like number 10 last week.
Yeah.
So anyways, tied for number 6 at 19 points each is the Ravens and the Dolphins. They're tied for number 6. Last week, the Ravens were 7 all by themselves, and the Dolphins were 6 all by themselves. So the Ravens have moved up to tie up with the Dolphins in our ranking from the council, which remains secretive. The 5, 4, and 3 stayed the same this week. Cowboys at 5, Vikings at 4, Chiefs at 3, with 25, 29, and 33 points respectively. And number 1 and number 2 have swapped. Bills are number 2, and Eagles are number 1. And I had this backwards on my list here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
1 and 2. So, Eagles finally get the
recognition.
Yes, that they probably deserve, or maybe not, because if I don't think I'd have them beat the Bills or the Chiefs if they played each other.
Yeah,
they are under.
That's the killer part because the Eagles, they beat every team they faced, but they've kind of had their schedules played out. I mean, they played the Cowboys with a backup quarterback. They played a few. They haven't really played much good teams, and when they do play good teams, it seems like they have a lot of players hurt.
Yeah,
so they're taking advantage of their schedule, which you can't fault them for that. But it's hard to gauge how good they really are compared to other teams.
I think this back half, we're going to find out exactly what the Eagles are.
Well, the second half of the season is usually when you find out how good or bad a team actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, they only got 36 points, so they didn't get the... Sorry, go ahead.
I said the back half of the schedule is quite a bit tougher.
Right, so they only got 36 points, so they did not get the 10 from each one of us.
Nope.
So someone didn't rate them as number 1.
I'm surprised about the Titans, though.
Being ranked number 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a better team than that.
Oh, their record doesn't show it, and they've had a rough go of it this season.
What do you mean their record doesn't show it? They're 5-3, and they've 2 games with the backup quarterback.
And they lost to the Chiefs barely with that backup quarterback. The Chiefs had nothing to be proud of in that game.
They took the Chiefs to overtime in Kansas City. with
Yes.
a backup quarterback that threw 10 passes.
They could not do anything in the second half. Just there was no passing game at all. If you're not going to throw the ball, fine. Then get your quarterback out of there, do the wildcat with Henry, and then play the second half that whole way.
Yep.
I promise you, the Titans probably would have won that game. But I'm not a head coach.
No,
What do I know?
if we were head coaches, we would run things quite a bit differently than what they do.
Yes, we would.
All right, you want to let's go over our fantasy a little bit.
No.
No,
No, I think
is that because somebody lost?
No, that's because Justin Fields single-handedly beat my team. He put up like 80 points this week because he ran for freaking 200 yards.
Yeah, he was the big winner this weekend, from what I've heard. So number one, ladies and gentlemen, beat the number four Dolphins.
Crushed me. Crushed me.
211.15 to 128.31.
Dude, why couldn't I play him? Or the Muppets? Or even the implications? Or isn't it breakfast?
Yeah. The number two, The Thick, took on number 9, The Muppets, and beat her 196.11 to 164.05.
That's not very nice.
At one point, she was predicted to beat me.
I thought she was going to.
And
thought
I
had a
was
chance against
underneath
Ladies and Gentlemen, but-
underneath my hood trying to put the motor back in during this. Number 3, the Purple Cobras lost to number 5, a bunch of nobodies, 220.87 to 216.24.
Those a bunch of nobodies are moving up and going to be in the top 4 by the end of it's all said and done.
Oh,
Hey,
you'll
that's
see.
the reason the belt's staying here.
This is this is last week's ranks. You'll see we'll talk about this week's ranks. Number 6, the Implications beat number 8 isn't a breakfast, 170.17 to 145.43.
I think Breakfast is trying to get that nutsack stay because he already keeps it, so we might as well keep it, right?
Don't worry, it's not going to him. Number 7, 2 girlies, 1 cup, lost to number 10, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs, 188.84 to 172.65. So this week,
at one point I was projected to get like over 200 something points, and as the games just started going, my projections just started going down. And also, I looked at it. It's like, what the hell just happened? How's he projected to get 200 points now? He was projected to get like 100, all because Justin Fields went off.
So this week, number 1, Ladies and Gentlemen, is playing number 3, the Purple Cobras.
Go Cobras.
The number 2, the Thick, is playing number 6, the Dolphins.
Oh, by the way, I have like no players on my team to fight you. So.
I know. I'm very happy about that. Number 4, a bunch of nobodies, has now broken into the top 4. Is playing number 7, 2 girlies, 1 cup. So that's going to be an
Go
angry
Girly and Cup. Go Girly and Cup because I need the bunch to go down because I need to be in the top 4 to be in the play. Oh, it's top 6 for the playoffs, isn't it? I'm okay.
Come on, Thick, beat Dolphins. I need that 6th spot.
I'll beat her. Number 5, the Implication, is playing number 9, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs. After winning, he's number 9. Number 8, Isn't It Breakfast, is playing number 10, the Muppets.
That's a sad game. That's worse than Lieutenant Magic Legs versus the Muppets. Breakfast is not doing well.
The Muppets and the Magic Legs keep flipping back and forth every week for number 10 spot to get the Sacco.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about our bets. The Thick and Thin Sportscast does not support or advocate anyone to actually place monetary bets on anything we talk about on this show. This is for entertainment purposes only, as we are not professionals. Never bet money you cannot afford to lose. If you or anyone you know has or thinks they have a gambling problem, the national hotline is 1-800-522-4700. It is 100% confidential and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, please go to ncpgambling.com. So our record out of Jeremy's picks is 12-9-3. So we are over 500 for our picks.
Yeah, I like it.
Last week, we took the Vikings, giving up 3 points to the Commanders, and they ended up only winning by 3. So that was a voided bet.
That's a push.
A push,
That's
yeah.
a push.
The Seahawks were getting 2 points, and they beat the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dolphins were giving up 4 points to the Bears, and they only won by 3.
You know what it was?
It's your
Fucking
fault.
Justin Fields again.
Well, no, what was happening was Miami knew this spread and figured everybody bet it for them, and the bookies went to say, "Hey, you can't win by more than 4. You can't." So Miami had the ball with like 3 minutes left or something. They were up by 3, and he had Waddle wide open on the edge, and he underthrew him. I mean, it wasn't a 55-yard pass; it was a 22-yard that he throws on a dime every time. He underthrew him, incomplete pass, 4th down. Otherwise, he'd have caught it for a touchdown, and that's what happened.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking Tua. Why couldn't you have picked a good quarterback? Like Herbert.
Fields.
So this week's bets. Jeremy has gone through all of the lines and decided that these are most likely to win. The Saints are giving up 1.5 points to the Steelers. Do we like that bet, Smitty?
Oh, absolutely.
The Cowboys are giving up 4 points to the Packers. I think they'll
Only
win by
4?
more than that.
Yeah, it's a 4-point spread. Cowboys only favored by 4.
They're thinking because I see advertisements all the time now, like we live a rivalry, or there's no rivalry there between these two. Right? It's dead and gone.
No,
Well, it's just that they keep going back to the Aaron Rodgers doesn't lose to the Packers in Green Bay, and that's what they keep pulling this from. It's like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
if that spread was 8 points, I'd still take the Cowboys.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah. Miami is giving up 3.5 points this week to the Browns.
I'd feel a lot better with just 3, but
By the time he makes the bet, it'll probably be like 4.5. What are you talking about?
And the most insane losers of the week bet, the Raiders are giving up 4.5 points to the Colts.
Oh.
Colts have a
thing is-
coach that's never coached in the NFL this week.
I don't think that Colts offense can score 4 points.
I don't think so either.
the thing is, and that's what's taking me off, because my very first draft pick from our league that I traded all my players away last year for to get 5 picks in top 20 was the running back for the Colts.
He was your number 1
Taylor.
overall pick, and you
Back.
can't even
He's
get
hurt. Taylor's out he's been out for a few weeks.
And so he's just sitting on your IR, huh?
He's just not doing a damn thing. And like, God almighty, because I was going to win all the games. All the great Devontae Adams I had, and I traded him away because he was doing crappy, and he's still doing crappy. So,
I was gonna say he's had 1 good week in total.
right. So I'm just like, But, yeah, but I don't trust the Raiders either, so I don't know. I'm afraid of that bet.
Yeah.
The only thing I think is the Raiders get out to an early lead, and the other team comes back. I don't think the Colts have the capability to score points.
This is true.
That's true. It wouldn't be surprising me if that game was 3-0.
No, because the Raiders usually, like, if the Raiders show up, like they put up 17 points quickly, and then they let the other team come back and beat them.
That is true. And there's no reason the Raiders should not be a better team with the talent they have on that
The Raiders
freaking team.
are home this week, so.
Okay, well, I'll go with that because they got such a talented roster. How in the hell are they not winning games?
I know.
That was my questionable. It might be worth a shot at.
All right. Well, it's only $10.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're
Let's do
currently
it.
still up by a few bucks for the year, so.
Yeah, we're up by a few bucks for the year, so we're okay. All right. So we're just going to go with all 4?
Sure.
Sounds good. All right. So let's get to our picks. This is going to be a short show with nobody else. All right. Picks.
Well, you got to figure out who won last week.
So the funny part is all 4 of us, even with Jeremy not being here, we all won 10 games.
So I listened to it on Friday morning at work, and I picked as you'd say the game, and I'd pick it, and then listen to you guys' responses, and then I'd go back and pick it, and then I'd do every game like that.
The funny part is you picked the exact games I picked.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
Because as soon as you said what team it was, like this team versus this team, I went, okay, that's the team.
Yeah, you picked the exact same teams I did because you had the exact same losses I did.
And the thing that killed me, I wanted to pick the Lions.
I'm more surprised. Well, no, of course we expected to go with the Bears, and they ended up losing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Smitty had just gone with the Chiefs. He would have been okay. He would have been our winner this week. And he went with the Pats instead of the Colts. All right, so on Thursday night,
He just picks against the Patriots.
Yeah.
And for Miami.
The Eagles beat the Houston Texans 29-17.
Good thing we didn't take that spread. That was a 14-point spread.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that kind of spread, you always take the loser of that kind of thing.
That's not true. We pulled that last year.
Yeah, we did, and they ended up losing by 30 points.
You called me because, hey, the spread went up like 4 points. Yep, just take it. Are you sure? Yep. Just take it. Trust me. We covered that game by a lot.
Yeah.
And by the way, in case we were wondering, Jeremy is doing just as good as the professional bet pickers that you can spend $20 to listen to.
Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts lost to the New England Patriots 26-3.
I picked the Colts.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers, you were the only smart one of us all, lost to the Detroit Lions 15-9.
I wanted to pick the Lions.
The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Atlanta Falcons 28-17. The Buffalo Bills lost to the New York Jets 20-17. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Washington Commanders 20-17.
That was a very good game too.
I heard it was good. I wish I could have watched these games last week.
The Commanders had that in the first half, like the first 2.5 quarters, and then they forgot I guess they reminded themselves they're supposed to not be a good team.
Yeah, then the Chargers.
They forgot they were playing football.
They did what the Raiders did. They got a nice early lead, and then the other team just picked away at it pretty quickly.
The Carolina Panthers went to the Cincinnati Bengals and lost 42-21. The Las Vegas Raiders went to Jacksonville and lost 27-20.
They had a lead.
And again, they shouldn't have lost. The Miami Dolphins went to Chicago and beat them 35-32. The Seattle Seahawks went to Arizona at 4:05 and they won 31-21. The Los Angeles Rams went down to Tampa and lost 16-13 in the final seconds.
What a game that was. Or let me rephrase it. What a last 2 minutes of that game.
Yeah.
The rest of the game I couldn't watch. I was watching the Seattle
game. Fumble thing? Yes.
I had it on in the garage, and I was like, this game is awful.
The fumble game was the Atlanta.
Oh, that was the Atlanta game. Yes, Atlanta-New Orleans game.
The Tennessee Titans went to Kansas City and lost 20-17.
In overtime.
Oh, that was an overtime?
Yes, that was an overtime loss.
Oh, I didn't even watch that game. I was just
that was Kansas City getting 3 points in overtime because they couldn't score, and that was the Tennessee not being able Titans not being able to move the ball after that in the fourth quarter in the overtime. Kansas City's not they're not that great.
They're having a rough season too.
Titans have the Chiefs number for some reason.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And on Monday night, the Baltimore Ravens went down to New Orleans. I didn't even bother watching this game, I don't think. And they won 27-13. I know I didn't watch. I had it on in the garage, but I was busy trying to finish my motor.
I was hanging out smoking cigars.
All right, this week we have the Atlanta Falcons and at the Carolina Panthers playing currently, and the Panthers are up 13-3, and every one of us except for Nate went with the Falcons.
But
he's gonna be right once in a while when he does that.
Yeah. Well,
he likes to do that. Just if everyone's going one direction, he likes to go the other direction just cause.
Just cause sometimes, yeah.
But guess what? Guess what just happened? Atlanta just scored a touchdown, so now it's going to be 13-10.
Do they score it with the running back?
No, it was a pass. It wasn't even to the tight end.
Jeez, I'm delayed. Because I'm just seeing the touchdown now.
Because I got him on my team.
For hitting him in the head?
Yeah, and he hit him.
You know what?
Yep, flag for hitting him in the head. Yep. Seattle.
name?
So our first game, I am picking the 1 o'clock game. The Seattle Seahawks are going
It's
down.
not 1 o'clock. That's 9:30 a.m.
Oh yeah, I'll have to fix that. Oh yeah, this one is being played in Germany.
Munich, Germany.
Munich.
Germany, yes.
And isn't that stadium like massive?
It is.
Yes, it
huge.
is.
It's outdoors.
I think it's like 120,000 people, something like that.
Wow.
And the biggest one in the U.S., the biggest NFL stadium in the U.S., I think is like
80,000.
Dallas' stadium. Or no, it's the
It's L.A.
Vegas.
and Las
Minnesota?
Vegas.
It's
And-
the Las Vegas stadium, and I think that's like 90 something thousand.
Is that 90,000?
Forget Alliance Stadium how big it is.
So, you know what? That's Geno Smith that big. I'm gonna think Tampa's gonna finally pull out this game. This is a game they have to win.
The thing is, there's no home field advantage in this one.
There
so.
is no home field, but but Germany does love Tom Brady, although they might not because he's divorcing Giselle.
Oh, okay, I was wrong. MetLife Stadium's the biggest one, 82,500.
Yeah, I could have sworn like the biggest one was around 80,000. So it's MetLife, really.
Life, yeah.
So I'm gonna go Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaron, where are you gonna go?
Seattle.
Gonna go Seattle. Smitty, where are you gonna go?
I think it's one of those games where these two teams are probably almost as good as the other one. And
It's gonna be who makes the least amount of mistakes.
that's usually how it is anyhow. I just have more faith in Seattle than I do Tampa Bay right now. This is not a knock on Tom Brady at all. I'll take Tom Brady over Geno Smith every day of the week, twice on Sunday. But it's the whole team playing the whole team. So
Yeah. All right, Jeremy.
It wouldn't surprise me if Tampa wins that game at all, but
no.
I just think Seattle has the upper hand right
It's
now.
a coin flip game.
I am taking the Lions.
Taking the Lions to beat the Bears. Smitty, where are you gonna go?
They're playing at Detroit.
At Bears. At Chicago.
Oh, I'm thinking Chicago.
Going Chicago.
I see. The thing is, I want Detroit to win that so badly. but
This is
I
a coin flip game also, but for a different reason. But I think the Bears pull this out. All right, Smitty. Cleveland Browns are going to Miami.
The Cleveland Browns are going to lose in Miami. I'm taking them. I can't do it for Dolphin.
You can't do a Dolphin.
Yeah, that's it.
I am also going Miami in that game. Jerry, where are you going to go?
As Will Smith said, welcome to Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
Oh, I got to blow my nose for some reason.
I'm going to Miami. That's very sexy.
I
Why don't
know.
you mute the mic?
Amanda left. It's okay. All right. Now I get the first pick. Denver Browns are going to Tennessee. Oh, this is an easy one. Tennessee. Where are you going, Jeremy?
The Denver Browns? Is that what you just said?
The Denver Broncos. They remind me of the old Browns.
That's the Denver Browns. It means
Yes.
people start laughing. I'm going to go with the Titans.
Going with the Titans. Smitty.
Is their starting quarterback coming back next week? Do we know?
Titans.
Yeah.
Yes. As far as I know, their quarterback is going to practice
So
today.
Ryan Tannehill will be back.
Yes.
Yes.
So they throw a ball 15 times.
And they're playing in Tennessee.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't like it. Tennessee.
I just have no faith in Denver.
No, not right. So just
So you're going to go with Tennessee?
Mhm.
Okay.
You said 5 minutes ago now.
I'm sorry. I thought you heard me. I'm sorry. Tennessee. I'm going with the Titans.
Okay.
King George.
Jeremy, the Minnesota Vikings are going to Buffalo.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Smitty.
Minnesota without. I think they're like Miami. Miami without Tua can't win. I think Buffalo's going to do well without.
Especially not the first week against a good team.
Right.
And I'm with you guys. I'm gonna also go with that cold up north.
And what?
I bet money Nate goes with Buffalo though.
I say he doesn't.
Want to put $1 on it? I'll give it to you when I come up there around New Year's Eve.
Sure.
Okay.
Mark went up for Thanksgiving. I thought Nate invited you up.
He did.
Yep. And Thanksgiving's at my house, and I spent. Smitty,
Why would I go all the way back up? What?
I wake up to put the turkey in at 4:30 in the morning.
I've heard.
And I got a 26.6 pound turkey this year.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go all the way up there for Thanksgiving, come back, just go up there again 30 days later. That don't make no sense.
No, you don't just stay up here for 30 days.
Smitty, there's no reason you have to leave. You can just stay there the whole time.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody's house. I'm gonna stay there for 30 days.
Well, no, you stay at Smitty. You stay at Nate's house for a couple of days. Stay here. We
rotate.
You just rotate, or you get one of those camper things and just keep going back and just driving back and forth.
It's not a bad day, but I do have to be here to help my daughter and my son-in-law bring on the 30th of November, the 1st of December. So I do have to be in Alabama those days. So.
Well, you can drive back. You can drive to Jeremy's house one day, and then drive from Jeremy's house to Alabama, and then drive back. Go to see Chris.
I'm just gonna move up there between Jeremy's house and your guys' house.
That works.
That'll be our stopping point.
Yes, that'll be our midpoint.
Somewhere
in
in
Virginia.
Pennsylvania, I'm guessing.
Pennsylvania, Virginia, yeah.
In West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia, just on the other side of Natural Bridge.
I bet land's cheap as hell.
It is.
And the market's crashing, so you're good now.
Yeah.
All right, Smitty.
Yes.
Houston Texans are at the Giants. New Jersey Giants.
I'm going with the Texans. They're up for a win, and I think they're going to upset. I think Giants are going to start falling over themselves.
You know, after the Giants got exposed, I have a feeling they're going to bounce back.
They are.
So I'm going to go with the Giants. I can't go with Houston right now. They're playing for last place. They're playing for the number 1 pick.
Go with the G-Men.
Going with the G-Men. All right. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars at Kansas City. I ain't going to go with Kansas City. Jeremy.
KC.
Going KC. Smitty.
I'm telling you what to do because I'm the chief.
All right. Jeremy. New Orleans Saints at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Saints.
Smitty.
Saints.
Yep. Across the board. All right, now we get to the 4:05 games. The Indianapolis Colts are at the Raiders. Smitty, you have the first pick, I think. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going Raiders. The conversation we had earlier have to do Raiders.
I think the Raiders finally win. If they lose, I have a feeling there's going to be a couple of people looking for new jobs next week.
McDaniels needs to do better as a head coach, is all I'm saying.
I'm not sure it's just him. I have a feeling.
I don't know. They seem to be doing just fine with that damn interim coach last year.
The problem is they got an all-new crew, and they should have done what I said they should have done, and just hired that intern coach as a head coach.
Yes, exactly.
Jeremy, where are you going to go?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. The Los Angeles, Oakland, Vegas Raiders.
They were in Oakland. Then they went to Los Angeles. They went back to Oakland, right? And then they went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, so they are the Las Vegas. I guess the Los Angeles, Las Vegas.
They're just the Raiders.
The Raiders.
But it's Los and Los, right?
Yes.
Angel. Yeah, so
yes, LAS and LOS.
So they can be the
Los
Oakland
Raiders.
Vegas. Los Los Oakland
Raiders. Well, it's Los Oak Less.
Yes. Los Oakvex.
Less. All right. I got the 4:25 game. The Arizona Cardinals are at the Los Angeles Rams. I am.
Oh god, it's hard.
No, it's not.
New Call of Duty came out, right?
A few weeks ago now.
Yes.
No,
that was-
but there's been another one that just.
No, a few weeks ago now.
It was okay. So he's gotten over his. He's gotten past the point where he's playing that 17 hours a day.
Who would that be?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he loves
no.
Call of Duty. I know something else just came out, but he's not super super into it. So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Jeremy, what are you gonna go with?
Well, I have a different reason. Because, he just mixed the extra point.
Oh, what's his name's out, isn't he?
Matt Stafford is in
Yes.
concussion protocol.
Yes.
So I am taking the Cardinals.
Yes, it's not like it matters. Stafford has been playing pretty poorly now. I
He's
mean, between
on
him
track
and
to throw
Rodgers,
17 touchdowns for the season.
he's doing better than Rodgers, but he's not doing
Not
better
by
than
much.
Yeah. So where are you gonna go, Smitty?
I am now going to go with the Cardinals.
All right, Jeremy, you get the first pick. Dallas Cowboys are at Green Bay.
I'm going with let's go with I think the team not from up north is going to take it. I'm going to go with them boys.
Dem boys.
Ohio State.
Ohio State probably could beat Green Bay.
I have a feeling that Miami of Central Ohio could beat Green Bay right now.
Smitty, I was wrong. Brady is currently second this year in passing yards.
Jeez.
And he looks like he's having the worst year ever.
Yeah. All right, Smitty, who are you gonna go with?
Well, I'm going to tell you that I think Tua is like number 7, and he missed 3 games. So there's that. I'm going to go with the boys. I'm going to go with the boys by 8, actually. I think they beat them by 8, more than 8 points.
More than 8 points. So I'm gonna.
That doesn't count against me if they don't. I'm just saying. I'm just making sure y'all not say it.
I'm gonna put a
Tua
little
is
number
14th.
here.
Oh, damn.
So I am also going with the boys, but I am going to go since you said they're gonna win +8. I'm gonna make sure I put that there, so that way we know that they've got to win by 8 points.
Why don't you just put in the little
Because
thing next to him?
that
Still get the win if
says
they only win by
the winner
1. I
loss
still get the
column,
win.
and that's how everything's calculated. So I don't want to mess with that.
I will remember I said 8 points, but like I said, I still get the win if I only win by 1. So.
All right, so that means Smitty, you get the first pick. The Los Angeles Chargers. Oops, I did something I didn't mean to do. I need to pull this back out. Are at the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday night, which is basically a home game.
49ers.
49ers to win.
Yeah. Can't believe that just came out of my mouth.
Chargers doing really good this year.
They're not doing bad.
Jimmy G is definitely turned around San Francisco. I'm going to take Jimmy G to win at home. You know what? Yeah. Jerry, where are you going to go?
I'm going with CMC.
CMC.
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
He's at, what, the Niners now?
He is.
He is.
Last week he had 1 touchdown throw and 1 touchdown pass and 1 touchdown caught.
Oh, yeah. He's only the,
Hold
the
on.
10th guy to do that ever?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeff Saturday is only the second head coach hired without any coaching experience in NFL, CFL, or college football since 1961.
Wow.
And he's only the third head coach hired midseason from outside the organization.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. You're reading the things that I'm seeing right now, too.
Yeah, they were interesting facts.
Yeah.
See, I read those things, which is why I have all this random
Knowledge. You retain it.
BS knowledge that everyone questions how I know it.
Yeah. All
Well, I
right.
questioned the hell of it like the first 6 months I knew you, but then I was like, nope, I believe it now because it was so unbelievable. It was like, there's no way.
It's like he can't Google that fast.
All right. And on
I
the
see his
Monday
hands.
night
He's
game,
not Googling anything. How's he doing it?
the Commanders are going to the Philadelphia Eagles. I have this game. You know what? I'm going to go with the Eagles on this one. Where are you going to go, Jeremy? Jeremy's flying up north. Smitty.
Are the Eagles really going to go 9-0? Are they really going 9-0? I'm looking at the schedule. They could go undefeated.
Right,
They still got
right
Dallas to contend with, so they're probably going to lose that game.
Maybe.
I already picked the big upset with Tennessee with Houston. I should have waited for this pick to pick this one instead. 9. But I'm going to go with Eagles.
Going with the Eagles. All right, and that is all of our picks for this week.
Is that a Monday night game?
That is the Monday night game. This week, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the New England Patriots, and the Jets, the New Jersey York Jets, are on a bye week. So that is all.
Makes me wonder if they're going to stay in the top 10 of our power rankings next week if they're not playing.
Well, yeah.
If this week's any significant idea, no, they're not. They're going to drop out. Because I'm the only one that remembers teams on buys.
Well, it really depends on what goes on because the Bills may drop quite a bit this week if they lose.
And I picked the Titans. Well, they played.
Is there anything else we wanted to talk about? Are we?
They were 7th or 8th last week, and they had a bye week, so everyone forgot about them.
Yeah. I have nothing else to discuss.
Oh, it's what have you done for me lately? That's what our power rankings are. The what have you done for me lately?
Well, the issue with power rankings, even though the team's on a bye, doesn't mean they get bad.
Yeah.
My thing with the power rankings is how good is the actual team right now with the players they have. Not that they're going to get healthy in 2 weeks. Right at this moment, how powerful are they to win the game? And that's why I did mine. And that's why I put Cowboys at number 2.
And you forgot about the Niners?
And I did. I didn't say anything about the Niners. So they probably should have been up there above Tennessee and the Jets. So let's see. I don't know.
Well, we got new power rankings coming out next week, so we'll know then.
We do.
All right, guys.
Patriots and the Jets and that's it. Call won't be on it next week.
That's all, folks.
Fart in your dinner, there